February 9, 474, in the bustling heart of the Eastern Roman Empire, Constantinople, the air is thick with uncertainty. The emperor, a young boy named Leo II, is dead after a reign of just a few months. His death wasn't a shock, but it created a power vacuum. Real authority had never been with the child. It was held by his father, who now officially takes the throne. His name is Zeno, and on this day, he becomes the sole Augustus of the Eastern Roman Empire. But who was Zeno? He wasn't Roman, in the way the elites of Constantinople understood the word. He was an Isaurian, from a rugged, mountainous region in what is now southern Turkey. To the sophisticated citizens of the capital, Isaurians were viewed as uncultured outsiders, barbarians. Essentially, Zeno's rise to the top was a clear sign of how much the empire had changed. By the late 5th century, power wasn't just for the old aristocratic families of Rome. It flowed through the military, through provincial connections, and, most importantly, through strategic marriages. Zeno had married into the imperial family, and that alliance put the crown on his head. However, a crown doesn't guarantee loyalty. Zeno's reign began under a cloud of deep suspicion. The people of Constantinople openly disliked him. The Senate distrusted him, and behind the grand facades of the city's palaces, powerful factions were already plotting his downfall. It's no surprise that within a year, Zeno would be forced from his throne, fleeing the capital as an exile. But February 9th marks the official start, the day he claimed a title he would lose, fight for, and ultimately regain. Zeno's story unfolds during one of the most critical moments in history. While he was trying to secure his throne in the East, the Western Roman Empire was in its final death throes. Just 2 years later, in 476, the last emperor in the West, a young man ironically named Romulus Augustulus, would be deposed. The West was collapsing into a patchwork of kingdoms ruled by Germanic warlords. The survival of the East, of what we now call the Byzantine Empire, depended on leaders who could adapt. And Zeno was nothing if not adaptable. He ruled not with brute force alone, but with a masterful blend of compromise, shrewd diplomacy, and carefully calculated violence. He faced intense religious turmoil, with fierce debates over the nature of Christ threatening to tear the empire apart. His solution was a political one. He issued a document called the Heneticon, an attempt to find a middle ground and unify the warring Christian factions. It wasn't perfect, but it was a pragmatic move to hold the state together. Militarily, the old Roman legions were a thing of the past. Zeno relied on federated troops-allied barbarian groups and powerful regional commanders to defend the borders. Remember how he was overthrown in 475 by a rival named Basiliscus. Zeno didn't just give up. He retreated to his Isaurian homeland, bided his time, gathered his allies, and waited for his opponent to make a mistake. And when Basiliscus lost support in the capital, Zeno marched back in 476, retook Constantinople, and had his rival executed. From that moment on, his grip on power was much more secure. It was during Zeno's reign that one of history's most symbolic events occurred. After the last Western emperor was removed, the imperial insignia, the symbols of power, the purple robes and diadem, were packed up and sent from Italy to Zeno in Constantinople. The message was clear. Rome no longer needed 2 emperors. There was only one emperor of the Romans left, and it was him. February 9, 474, isn't a date famous for a glorious battle or a grand triumph. It's remembered as the start of a difficult, messy, but ultimately successful reign. An emperor from the margins, an outsider despised by the establishment, took the throne, and through his resilience and political skill, he ensured the Eastern Roman Empire would survive as the West fell apart. His reign marks the moment the Roman world truly entered a new era. Thanks for watching. Join us again tomorrow for another moment from history. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more stories like this.